Let's start. As I say in the beginning, let's place all the worries, all the fears, all the problems away for the time that we do this. Let's imagine ourselves sat or lying down in a beautiful garden. Suddenly, there is a column of energy coming from source, coming from the sky, opening the sky. It's a golden column of light, a golden column of love, reaching our crown chakra. Getting through our crown chakra. Let's start doing deep breaths to inhale this beautiful golden light. Breathing in deeply and exhaling. As we breathe in, we allow this golden energy to get inside our body. And as we exhale, we let all the worries and problems and tension to flow away. Allowing our inner light to ignite within us. We keep breathing in with very deep breaths. The energy expands in your lungs. Your lungs becomes filled with this golden light. We keep breathing in deeply and exhaling, placing all our worries, problems and tensions away. And we can see and imagine how our lungs pass this golden energy to our blood stream. Every single cell get this golden light and start spreading this golden light all over our body. All our body become lighter. You start getting a sense of feeling lighter and lighter as this golden light start illuminating all our body. As we see all our body filled up with golden light, we see roots coming out from our feet. Roots coming out of our feet, reaching the core of Mother Earth. The roots keeps expanding all over the surface of Mother Earth. And we become more aware that we are a constant conduit passing this energy from source to our Mother Earth. As we connect with her core, we become stronger and stronger. We start feeling lighter and lighter. We keep breathing deeply, inhaling this beautiful golden energy, this golden light. And we will try for all the time that this group lasts, and for as long as you like, try to keep yourself aware of this circuitry. As long as you keep yourself aware about this circuitry and your inner golden light, you are fully protected. Do not get distracted with the outer world. Allow yourself to be the light that you are. Ikuark intark ihiark, untark itark uhuntark, isatark usatark utork, uhotork ihatok untikiart usatark innark, sonark ihatark uhatark isatarka, unnatarka hatark isatarkanto uhotorkiana. You can always call in the angels, in your guides. You can always call for protection. We are always at your service. We are always there to protect you. But do not forget that it's you who have to keep that conscious connection with ourselves. Any distraction can put you away from your inner alignment. Ihaturk, ihatark, anturk, ihatar sotork, antarka hatark uturk, isatark untark, anarka hatark usitiark intk, Aturkahatar kintasatar. Uturkihitiarka.
Kushura notadala pikoshatani, rishini matatahu, ulani madosa pelo pashini ukura mado, ukanti matagulu, faruna tuna desitiu, faruto hukuna mala matima pluro dusini, koshanalu patame uru, ili antu nusuru, shadima malate nisupukush, kante dusu alano, sturo noshi pluro pokashamante, asamiano tutolo makuro dome, Shalamadisi makuro kante plashet hulamako. Koniri ashi ushuin adala mabinu kusi. Planedo no shukante palu utu ani. Utela mado tomi pluro usu ula ladone kaduru. Malane sicuro domino pachamulan. Madisi susu no tegala. Poshatalo padimi masu. Aleanto takuro kante. Kasahana shanote hadim. And that was from Jesus. And that was channeled especially for today.
Thank you. Okay. We can start with a whole group like languages for the Astar commands to help them. As the transmission from the Archangel Azrael, as long as you keep yourself consciously connected to your light, to your inner energy, you are fully protected. Do not doubt that. In the moment you doubt, you allow fear to come in. So try to keep yourself aware that you are that circuitry constantly running every day, at every moment. Only distractions take us away from that. The more we practice that in our meditation, in our daily basis, the more we become aware that we are constantly that. When we get distracted, we weaken that circuitry from flowing. So keep yourself focused in that inner light and you will be always protected. As he say also, or she, your angels and all your spirit guides are constantly there to serve you. ETs, any being who you have around is there to help you. So don't fear, don't focus in the fear, even under attack. Don't focus in fear. Focus in the light that you have within and feel it, how it circulates constantly through your system and your body. So those who would like to join this intention to help and support the Astar commands, please unmute yourself and join with this light language transmission. You can, yes, Yuka.
I want to say I have 3 seraphim guides, and I asked them, they are great protectors. I have asked for protection for the whole group.
Very good.
So
very good.
You know that all. It's a lot. We have 3 seraphim guides, but it's because of our mission. But I thought I'm asking protection for the whole group because we are going to send light language to the Astar command.
Very good, Reika. Thank you.
And for those that don't speak light language, just imagine you sending your love and your energy up to them. It's just visualize it while we're saying the light language.
And you can, if Kathy or we stop with the light language transmission and you want to stay longer, please do. Follow your heart as long as you want to keep your transmission going. Satark unta kahatar.
Makota Pali Palole Shuna Ala Madone Peshinota Letusi Shilu Hasha Adamano Zianto Salelu Patarikasha Kuro Tapisia Pitodome Yesu Alana Shalere Maga Shadome Kapikoya Lorosha Dama Danaya Pino Pachino Itiamo Dojamado Choro Taro Amate Kino Omedosa Guru Eno Halakoto Ono Ini Lalonosh Chanto Pelele Mino Sitodone Gloroto Chante Pelo Mati Totono Dosi Madone Kosha Lalo Maroro Lora Patino Mati Kushino Rikosha Tasto Domonatore Peshimoro Iri Talo Kosa Pato Duro Palelo Tumodesi Ashafalo Dome Pluro Papeyo Surutu Alo Trampedanosa Mahino Uro Asi Pecosha Sumatino Turo Hashiado Pluro Domosh Plano Tragono Amalo Chimadon Totome Doliano Adam Pukuto Tokoro Ame Alamato Koro Shano Pashanote Siru Utu Madone Halo Chukonte Pimalo Kusi Kohosh Lamado Tano Kakoso Shalo Hanto Anto Kosa Ladome Loro Plurotano Mokosha Paleando Ladoma Makota Tahu Konesi Maliano Shalom Balitzi Dulo Kashante Mohono Pese Laleme no Tekuro Te Fala Mato Precosha Dome Sukono Mashona Mado Lukonta Palo Malo Pachon Kashianto Madisi Beautiful. Peg, when you were singing, I could see a whole fleet of angels singing with Gabriel. You were singing with Gabriel and all of the other angels were around you singing. It was beautiful. Cool.
Okay, thank you everyone for that transmission, for that star command. And as Michelle said, if you can do like twice a day, that prayer or that sending love to them and energy, that would be great. The Astar commands are there protecting humanity. So we help each other if we help them. The first person in my screen is Naida for the intentions. So Naida.
Mi intención es mandar a la humanidad la energía de diversión y alegría para tomarnos esta vida con menos seriedad, porque tomándolas con alegría y diversión se ven las cosas de otra manera.
Gracias.
Nada.
Her intention is to send the energy of laughter and happiness and joy to humanity, to allow humanity to take life in a different, with a different vibration, with a different, let's say, attitude, to allow all the other energies and gifts to integrate and allow our lives to be better and flow better. Thank you. tiark usatark intark
Kintona
hatark
madosa leri
otark
antakatini.
intosa
Shala
turkisan
malesi ku.
arkukol
Kesi kashanta
yanarka
kason.
hatarkuse
Asha
terki
kosha malo
intarka
kontesi.
hatur natasatark
Stepanyo koshona frenzi
untarka
pinanzo.
hai satar
Sedante lalo
unmarka
punta la
hanarka
casa
saitu
shiano. Tintone matanara
Utork
picoshe
intarka
hantano.
hatark
Sugaramaya
Pino
Trapo
kuturo hante
Yatorka
kimbalo
hatar
kosho. Sakara
yanatarkuko
hastiano
torkinta
bokosho
satar
tamole.
anka
Mesipito
hatarku
koshukuru. Priscelo
tiyanarkuanda
masi.
sa
Shilu ulu makota
yanarku
pelo. Madonna
satarkis
toro
Shamana
filama.
Kalata Iyegide
yanarku setenta
Ahamoa
kahatante
Ashida
site
Eyechi Kalachuta
har kahatarki siya turki hatarkanta yatakainta sotenta suntar kahatata sokonte siti arkant orkahatar yanataki yanarkusa tarkahan anatar tasain tasai taka satan takar unturki hiatar satain takaya yanatur satin takar yanatar untasa tartar takan kahatur kihia tarkin tasa unatar tur sentai kintai siti yarka
That was awesome. That was fun to hear and fun to watch. A Native
Beautiful.
American woman, when she had beads and stuff in her hands and she was flinging them around and dancing. That was great. That was so fun.
I feel like so happy now.
Yeah, that's what was making me laugh and giddy. She was just having a blast. It was great. We need more of her. That was, see, she wanted laughing. That's exactly why she brought it. That was the intention.
Sweet.
Naida, ¿quieres decir algo?
Sí. No sé de dónde ha venido, de qué canalización, pero sí he entendido más o menos bien a Cathy. Yo he visto también como si fueran niños en un patio de recreo jugando todos cuando Michelle estaba con la canción. Y además he interpretado algo de alguna canalización.
Déjame expresar primero la primera parte, porque
Sí.
si no me pierdo. Okay, the first thing that she saw as a vision was many children playing around and turning around and playing and jumping and playing and like that. And then she also caught some light languages from someone that she doesn't know who. And she is going to tell me now.
Vale. Dice, no por tomaros la vida con más seriedad y menos diversión.
No for taking your life so serious and with less joy.
Se solucionan antes las cosas.
You solve or sort out things better. Or, yes.
Al
That was from
contrario.
Michelle.
Al contrario, tardan más por la pesadez que os producen.
And he says the contrary. It takes much longer because of the density that produces within yourselves. So when you create laughter, you create flow. And any wish, any prayer become instantly true. When we go too serious doing things in life, things takes longer because we are more like in dense energy or vibration. Gracias.
De nada.
Beautiful.
And now it's you, Michelle, with intention. You need to unmute, Michelle.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'd like to state the intention.
No, actually, it's Michelle Juro. Sorry, Mule.
Okay, yeah.
Sorry, Michelle Mule. Sorry.
Sorry.
That's right. Now we're in a class again where there's more than one Michelle.
Yeah.
Call me hero. Wow. Okay, really, oh wow, this is a stark contrast to what I just felt. But something about how do we as light workers show up to help change, help get the masses to change the narrative of corruption in all facets. This is like, I'm just kind of feeling like a bombardment of how everything is interconnected in the grossest kind of ways and programming. And I'm like, what do I do about it? And so I'm processing it. And also, I don't know what to do about it. So
I'm with you, Michelle. That's how I've been feeling lately.
Yeah, and I just want to empower us because, I mean, when we're processing it, it's really harsh internally. But, I mean, I know we can go through it, but how do we affect change, ultimately? So to support us, I guess, in that process and help us have more clarity on a road to move us collectively toward a much less disgusting way to be in the world. Okay, that was
to
a
make our
judgment.
processing easier too, so
Right.
that you're not struggling with it so much.
Actually, that's a great idea. Thank you. A nice addendum. Yes.
Well, what I'm getting is that as empaths, we are going to always tap into the collective energy. And the most powerful way to ignite our inner energy is by focusing in our inner energy despite of the emotions that we are bombarded by. It's hard, but be constant, be persistent, and trust. Because that ignition, that light, that spark that you create in your inner center self, it makes a huge difference in the collective. So it's a tough, hard process, but it's the way for us to go ahead and also at some point learn to transmute. As you get the sadness, as you get the, one of the meditation I do all the time is something that is passing me the feeling of sadness. I see myself how, like if I was like an alchemist transforming that ball of sadness into a ball of light. And then once that ball of light has been fully transformed into light and the darkness or the sadness has transmuted, I send that ball of light to the whole universe. It's very simple and it's very effective. And the more you do it, the more you will see how things flow. I need to leave.
Do you think?
Yes, yes.
Do you think that just sitting like your cousin asked for that thing, and I sat quietly and asked for that, and then I got massive pockets of joy. You think even that can just help us?
Yes.
If I did that one today, like this kind of day, like I could not believe my mood shifted from gross to awesome that quickly.
Exactly. And sometimes
she knew
we
what
need
you
to,
needed to channel. she could intuitively know what you needed at that moment. So she brought you into joy so that you could have a break from the darkness for a little bit.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's what it feels like sometimes, right? Like,
yes, very much so. But yeah, so that help us help all.
Okay, let's do that light language transmission for that.
Sedona Palele Melo, Ashiado Babasa, Aleke Saheno, Tulele Mogosa, Kanosha, Layanto, Medosaselo, Rayanto Sino, Kaleshi Malo, Pacosatino, Talas Medosasito, Ashatala, Precosa Malana, Lola, Sanasto, Masina Lacondo, Salatosh, Cashiado, Hasanola, Macasatose, La Dosh, Manila, Bohuta Dalia, Jesus to Santo, Dante, Porola to Kola Masishada, Noni Adonai, Mercante Dalo, Stone Casamiano, Uno Canto, Sapiro Matataco, Takai, Kushono, Pastono Tami, Makolo Poshi Yeshua, Makasa Tonasi Shashi Aleato, Susono, Du, Solo, Atiano Farona, Holo Gamosh Bashini Mano Tizi.
Zujala jamuko jaza jalaya. Oyini kele bechoa. Aya maya jia tua. Amen.
And now is Kathy. Whenever you're ready for your intention. Kathy?
Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't hear you. My intention, I would love for everyone to have the clarity of what their mission and purpose is in this life. I would like everyone to know what their true calling is, that they have a guide to point them in the right direction, that they know where they should be doing and follow that. If we could ignite that in everybody, their lives would be so much clearer. Knowing what you're here for just makes everything so much simpler. So I wish that for everyone. So that would be my intention today.
Thank you.
Ladu manosha tati oro suru takakosha solo the dosha kabila to sila Vishu Purana Ono Vikatapani Osatadoni Melekoto Dashona Kastala Doshi Saliana Mahaya Nash Hiro Oto Uno Tarisha Sishanaya Malamata Nikosha Dasa Dosa El Nafita Anilaki Manosha Liliana Matana Satisu Shutamata Kosa Dalima Osituru Shadama Purifona Mara Leilona Masa Metasini Pikoshadala Saturo Mara Tikusu Katuna Desamana Isatiro Lata Yesu Pikosha Masha Tosu Badasi Tumosh Lakra Asi Minyano Kulos Neyu Shianto Dosa Siro Katuna Me Peso No Madashi Sole Tumo Ulo Wanini Ulo Ulo Meme Pashino Sasmata Palele Ati Shimi Uno Kulo Palelo No Sofatino Mokano Bebe Uno Thank you. Beautiful.
Wow.
Naida, do you have? Naida?
Con respecto a las canalizaciones justo anteriores, sí. He interpretado que en alguna de ellas se decía, las transmutaciones son duras, pero con la luz tan grande que sois, las podéis soportar. Es tan solo un proceso. Y así como con un toque de humor, no os vais a morir.
Ok, puedes ir frase por frase y voy traduciendo.
Vale. Las transmutaciones son duras.
Transmutations and changes are hard to make. ¿Sí?
Pero con la luz tan grande que sois,
But with the light that you are, the huge light that you are,
las podéis soportar.
you can take those hard transformations. You can take them. You can take anything because you are very powerful.
Es tan solo un proceso.
It is only a process.
Y como con un toque de humor, no os vais a morir.
And with a touch of humor, said, and you won't die from it because you never die. But it's like a spiritual humor saying, and you won't die from that. Don't worry. Also, regarding the previous transmission before, when Azrael was transmitting, he was showing me like a pendulum that goes from one side to another side. And he was showing that that is almost our life when we get distracted. It's like a pendulum. We go to one emotion, to another emotion, to another emotion. But from the moment that you concentrate yourself in your light, the pendulum stops. Like when you are asking something with the pendulum and it doesn't move in one direction or in circle or in any direction, you see that the pendulum is actually pulling very strong. And that is when we are grounding. That's when we are powerful. It's that same effect that the pendulum has when it's static and pulling to the center of Mother Earth. So grounding is the key, and trust that joke that spirit made about you won't die from it. Keep concentrating in your life, keep concentrating in what you are, in your path. It's only a process. So yes, thank you. And thank you, Kathy. Thank you for all your support.
Thank you.
And for everything.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye, everyone. I gotta go. Take care.
Kathy, bye-bye.
Bye. See you all soon.
Yes, see you.
Okay, and the next is Amy.
Dexter says hi. Say hi, Dexter.
Hello, Dexter. How are you, beautiful?
Just trying to stop him from putting his bum in the camera because he has a tendency to do that. So, yeah. So I don't know if this relates. So my intention, it's I don't know if this relates to what you were talking about before. With I've never heard that before about Ashtar or something.
Ashtar commands. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just want to know what your thoughts are, and anyone else who's got any thoughts on this. But I had a dream the other night, and it was like an astral dream, because it's one of those dreams that you wake up from, you know it's really real, and you know you've received a really powerful message in the dream. So I've never considered this before, but basically the light languages, you probably might already know this, I just thought it was like all about me or all about us, but the light languages, it's not just us that actually benefits from them. entities, the aliens, the guides, I had an awareness that the guides and the angels benefited from it, but I'd never really considered, I don't know what the like extra dimensionals, extraterrestrials, how they actually benefit from the light languages. But I was shown a really clear and a really powerful vision in my dream of it was myself and it was this other being, and both of us had like, were surrounded by like this field of energy. So we were stood opposite each other, and I was speaking light languages. We were having like a telepathic exchange, and I was speaking light languages to this being. And what I could actually see in the dream, in the vision, was that I could see light codes as I was speaking, and they were going from me into the field of this being. And as they were going into the field of the being, it's like aura, his aura was expanding, and it was like he was receiving love, he was receiving healing, and he was receiving benefit from me speaking the light languages. And this
Please mute yourself, whoever has some noise in the background.
Oh, it's okay, it's me.
and
It's my
so
husband working from home. Sorry.
Thank you, no problem.
and yeah, so the being was receiving like love from the light language as well. So he was, I don't know this race, I've never seen it before, but it was like a humanoid race, peachy type coloured skin, like, but a really kind of like an elongated type skull, not like long but more kind of round, humanoid like looking eyes, and like ears that were kind of like really small but pointed. I don't know what the race was, but the message that I got was like council. So I got kind of council of light. Do you know what that race is? Have you heard of that race before?
I think Michelle, Michelle, are you familiar? Michelle Mulet, are you familiar with?
Yeah, it sounds like the Galactic Federation of Light, and it sounds like a tall triangle head being who is actually my twin soul, has incarnated into the Galactic Federation of Light in this lifetime. So that's how I know him. He's a very angular shaped head being. He's very tall and gold. Yeah, that's what it sounds like to me.
Inner Earth,
Yeah.
those beings, the triangle beings, aren't they from Inner Earth?
No,
They're not.
no.
But there are in
Well,
Inner
not this one.
Okay.
Yeah, he's from the 16th dimension. He's very etheric.
Earth.
Yeah, I got the impression that he was extremely high up.
Yeah.
With you saying that he's like a twin soul as well, that makes sense as well to some of, to some of the stuff that I'm going through at the minute anyway. And like yeah, like the impression that I got was like he's like some sort of council. Definitely got council, and that he was wearing like robes type thing. But anyway, back to like the intention. So when I asked about it anyway, this exchange, what the words that I got were symbiotic mutualism, and I like, what the hell does that mean? So like I googled it, and basically it means a relationship between different species that benefits everybody. So basically my intention is to send healing to these beings, and just to send appreciation and love to these beings, yeah, and just to say thank you. And I don't know if this relates to what we were talking about before, but basically, and always to remember that when we are speaking the light languages, it isn't just us, it isn't just humanity that are benefiting from them, it's everybody. We're all benefiting from them. The species, the entities, the beings that, you know, are speaking through us are getting something. I was very clearly shown the codes going into them, and they were expanding as well, and it's for their evolvement as well. So always to remember that they are for us. So yeah, my intention is to send healing and love and yeah, and appreciation and codes to the beings. So there you go. That was a long speech.
That's a beautiful
perfect.
speech. Thank you.
I don't know if that actually was Leonis, the Galactic Federation of Light, because like I said, he's from the 16th dimension, and he considers, or yeah, how can I put this? He doesn't communicate with humanity very much because we as humanity in this incarnation are considered quite primitive. So I don't know if that resonates. I'm not sure, but they are in service to all of us. You know, they're here to help us. So totally in service to Creator and us.
Yeah, thank you. No,
and all beings.
Yeah, that's
if
really,
that makes sense.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, it was just, I don't know, it just to say that they benefit from it as much as we benefit from it. But yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Ataya shoko ora talis.
Ena satayana. Iatarkuna sanarkisiar. Soner setear kiniar. Norisiar kisiar kanar. Sonai sanarkia sarkune. Anaturkisiar kunta satarkisi diarkant. Hatarkisa nartisian tursitiark. Yanari isaria karakakuri kia tarku.
Bala kekele bebeleki kene nemeneki kene
tarkinta
Elekikere kebabala barokole bebeleki
Hatar
mameneki kene
sentais
mameneki kene
saturkisan
bamarako
tarkainar.
kele bibana mamarako
Onora
kene
sianaro
kene
tayanarkon.
bale kekene kene mimi
Ianarku 70 saitarki sainar. Isentarki hatar kanturki hitiarka hatar. Otarki sitirk. Untorka hatarki sitirk anturki hitir kuhork. Hakar unark. Sutur itirk atakak ut ark asatark antarkainiark. Sutiarkia narkunta satairki sitianark. Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you.
Beautiful quotes. I got the message through astral transmission that despite what level we are, what dimensional level we are, whether we are more archaic or let's say under human perception, less evolved, we are all equally influencing each other. We are all equally empowering each other. There is no more from one being or less from the other. We are all equally expanding the energy that we emit to the exterior, that we send out, whether if it's negative or if it's all positive. All that energy is expanding into every single dimension like a ripple effect. So we are all equally important. We need to start transcending the idea that some entities are more important than others just because they belong to one dimension. We are all equally important as we are all part of Source. That was the message in bracket. So now is Lydia.
I don't have intention, but I think I will put intention for Ashtar when they need help and support. So the same.
Another way for Ashtar.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lydia. Beautiful. Itarkika turina.
Memini kikini mamani ele bibiri kikini kekale akini mimini kikini babali kikiri kikiri kibibila barako kale kibibiri ki mama kekale mimini ele bibila barako ala kekale kikibibiri ki akale mimini kikini ale kekale bibila kabarako kale kikini mama kekale mamani kikile kibabala kene kikini mimini kikile kibibila babaraka bana kakane mimini kikile kibibila kabibila kele bibini mimini kikine ale kikile ane kikine ale kikile bibila nakakane mami kikine mimini kikile bibila kakale kibibila ki kele bibili kikine mene kikile momene kekene mame kakale kebibila ale kekene ele kekene ale kekene
Anakanto senta kanai. Una canta santa kanai. Hiana kumpa tai senta kerta. Cantantan kun sente gente senta ino kunsta.
Kotori se kitin kara kota in
Aka Eloi Teraya Taike Aite Kahea Eloi Taita Aika Aika Tarita Keriaka
Thank you.
And now is you, Tatiana.
Can I have two, please?
You can have two. As many as you want.
I first want to send love and healing to all our planet, to all people, animals, plants, and everything. Healing. And second one, can we all, like Cassie had before, have clarity on our mission? Because I keep having Michael Jackson come in middle of the night with messages with his songs, and this night he 3 times wake me up with the same song, Heal the World, and ask him what's the message, and he's just heal the world, but I don't get any clarity. I ask him exactly how I'm supposed to do that. Can we have clarity on step anything specific, because it's, I don't know what and how. Okay.
Let's
Thank
do
you.
the transmission and let's see what messages come through.
Thank you.
Era kenya wina mareta te rata te keria na we a tara te keria patu we te keria
santa sinte neke antai. Onata tunta isinta canta sin. Yanatu unta ikana kunaya. Aisatai kata intakai. Ota ikatuku shaka atakanta. Ota katunta kahatai satana. Ianakuta ikiten takahataina. Ontakahinte taihatanto seta. Entahaita taisatain toko. Entakahuto shontekete. Unatahita ihataintasa. Okatanta saihataintatai. Taita kahatai. Kahatai satakainta kahatai. Takahita katakia nuko ahaya. Onahai anakahiyana tuai. Onakahatai anakahataya. Ita tatahai.
See the light, be the light, you are the light, you are the love. Be the love, send love.
Yeah, my message, the message I heard was in those lines. You are the love, send the love, be the love, practice love. And by doing that, you have the power to do everything. Even ask Michael Jackson to go away at nighttime and tell him to come back in the morning. So that is in your hands to do and to ask, but create the ignition and that spark within you first. Create that power, trust. And when you ask, trust. Don't just ask like, I'm going to ask and hopefully I will get the answer. No, trust. Do it with determination. Naida.
Thank you.
Thank you, lovely.
No he interpretado nada, pero creo que ha sido en la canalización de Wendy. Es como que he visto un símbolo, ¿vale? Y el símbolo, a ver, lo he dibujado porque me resulta, a ver, no sé si se puede ver.
Déjame traducir.
Sí, sí.
During the time that you've been doing your light language transmission, Wendy, she saw this symbol that she drew in a piece of paper.
Can she show it again?
She's gonna show it, yes. Ponlo un poquito más cerca, Bicha.
Good. Okay.
Gracias. Gracias, Bicha.
Beautiful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Sometimes these symbols act like pieces of puzzles of something that we might put together. Maybe it doesn't resonate at this moment, but maybe another day you have a vision and you see it as well. And then you, for some reason, this has been shown. That's what I'm trying to say.
Could she hold that up one more time?
What?
Can she hold it up one more time, please?
Can you, do you want her to show it again?
Yes, please.
Naida, enséñalo, por favor. Un poquito más cerca de la cámara. Ahí, muy bien.
Thank you.
I just heard Kundalini. I don't know. I just heard Kundalini.
Kundalini energy.
Yeah.
Thank you. And now is Michelle Moulet.
I'd like to state my intention for people to step into their sovereignty. And sovereignty means supreme power or authority. Ismael, I'd like to point out that God has given us the power to do our mission according to our mission. Some of us are given more power because we have greater missions. So you need to keep that in mind as well. Like some of us do have more power because it's needed. And also to comment on Leonis, he chose to incarnate into the 16th dimension. Not that he's better or less, it's just that it was needed. And he chose to incarnate into a more evolved being. And we on Earth, like I chose to incarnate into the third dimension, a more primitive being. Not that anyone is greater or less than, that's just how it is. And we're given the power we need for our mission. And some of us do have more powerful missions than others because that's what we chose.
Yes, but that doesn't make us more important.
No, it doesn't.
Because we are equally important pieces of the whole creation. So some people take this power like with the ego. They identify that power with the ego. Like, for example, you see your neighbor and your neighbor might not be a spiritual person and might not be that connected to Mother Earth, but he has or she has its own role to play. And so if he wouldn't be there, maybe he wouldn't be fixing the roads or the bridges around Southampton, for example, because that's his job. And we need that. So we are all playing roles, exactly. This is
and you know what? So I spoke to Uriel yesterday, and he said that everybody who has incarnated at this time have extremely powerful, important missions.
True.
So that's interesting and good to keep in mind.
Yes.
And we all have somebody in us. We all have either an angelic or a ascended master in us to help us with this incarnation, because we're going through the ascension.
We came like volunteers to help. And this is what we are all doing. Okay, let's do the light language transmission for sovereignty and to recognize our power. Hinato haita sonte saitan taina kayana. Onatai santa kinta ikanta sen. Ufai sataina kahi tenta hin. Iato itai sana. Unaha itai sana. Unatai sana. Inatai sana. Iana atia sana. Utataina katusente taisen. Iana tusente iane. Anate ausente. Anae ausente iane. Anae ausente iane. Yatita itai tusen. Ukun aihua tainte antusen. Anatunta senta ihata inte sakan. Unata senta ikaintu setente. Unatante sente.
Charata kohata ete aparate karete baiwe. Kaya patay na nareta chichukroy matakaria takataria halo hitakaria tatane siguro matakaria takachikachikura patay pata takaria patay chikara
Untarka hatark uhutor itar untarka hatante seterk. Uhatark untarka tatonte satark untahatark. Ianar usata intark isatarka. Untarka hatorke fiantorke taihar. Hotorken tahar uhoter tasintiator. Antarkun tahai tearka hatar.
Karawara papa pawata tayana kai chakko anani Karawara patakata nurata katriada Karawaya manani chakko nuraya Karawaya manana rawera rayani te karawaya manarwa bataroya dai Karai
the message I received was, you are all equally important, and you do have, some of you, more power than others. But from the moment that you confuse those powers with the energy of your ego and you believe that you are superior than others, you lose all your powers. That was the transmission. And now is Christy. Thank you all for joining this transmission.
Thank you, Ismael, and everybody else for sharing. Yeah, there's some really interesting comments raised tonight, and again, it gave me the opportunity to focus on my invisible mirror that I reflect on a daily basis, just to have a look at my creation. And as we are aware of all the distractions that are around us, we continue to be sucked into these distractions, and they play a part in how we feel in any given moment. So trying to detach from that can be difficult. As was said earlier on, we're having this human experience, but we've come in from this other dimension, and we're now beginning to give and get insight as to really the part we're playing in this reality. We're highly evolved beings that has dropped down to have this human experience. And now we're watching this play out, and we're purging all these energies that are having an impact on how we feel. This it's affecting us emotionally and physically, like, you know. So it's important for me to take it back to self-love, because we are powerful and we have the light to shine, like, you know, but it's important that we reflect where we are in any given moment, as I said, be awareness to what we're creating. And when I say creating, I mean creating through thought, like, you know, we can all understand what that means, because they come in the millions on a daily basis, and they leave, and sometimes they leave their mark on our well-being, you know, a small internal scar that lies there for a while until we realize what we're creating, you know. So it's being aware of distractions, like, and that's where I'm putting my focus. It's again on self-love, like, and I'm giving it back to myself again, because I've also been wounded in the past, like, and I still can be wounded, like, I allow myself really to be put in that position, and again, that's part of the experience, like, it's being able to understand that we're here again to shine the light even in the darkness, like, and that allows not just our own vibration to raise, but the vibration around us, like, that is coming in unsure, uncertain, and full of fear. So yeah, the relationship itself is so important. Like, it's really something that sometimes we lose track of. Like, you know, we continue to look outside of self, like, to fix something within, and that is just another illusion we feed into. And it can be nice at the time, and we can all reflect on that. Like, it can be a wonderful experience, but when we tap into this stillness, this quiet moment, we sense and understand and realize that there's something missing. And a lot of the time it's self, really. Like, you know, we play a big part in the picture, but we need to get out of our way, really, like, you know. And that's what's happening to me tonight, like, you know, there's all these thoughts, you know, coming through, and I'm playing with them, and I'm trying to figure out really the part I play, and I play a big part, like, and I'm aware of that, like, and I've been given the tools by our friends upstairs to bring back down here and share them with the collective, like, and so putting the focus on self and realizing the game and the part I play allows me again to grow, not just on a spiritual level, but grow in many ways that sort of allows me to understand that we are gods and goddesses, as I continue to say, and it's about me being able to open up that, like, you know, and that's really where I am. Like, you know, and it's where I want to stay, and allow that to manifest, and accept the distractions. They are part of the course. Like, we knew before we signed up what we were coming into. We were told it's not going to be easy at this specific time. Now we're seeing that in true colours, and we're ducking and diving the bullets, like, you know, and they're coming at us on a daily basis, in an emotional way, like, you know. But I'm being aware how I play a part in that, like, you know, and how I can feed into that negativity, and how I can allow it to sort of, you know, upset my vibration, upset me in the moment, like, and yeah, Ken allows me to go back in again, like, and go back into alignment, because he's also having this human experience, like, and he wants to feel it again, as he says, like, and so it's a shared agreement, and but we all play a part. Thank you for listening, folks.
Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
What would be your intention, Christy?
Is again to just fall back in love with myself.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Ni tia so tia time. Si tian ta sin tian tai tia si tian ta tia ta tia tan tia ta. Tia tan tia te tia ta tia anti tia sa tia ta tia ta tia tan tia. Sitiatas, titiatas, titiatatas, tititis, titiata, titiato, titiatas, stastitias, titiatas, titiatan, mai tai, sitiai, katu, titaka, anto, hikakata. Usian anar usitiark ahatark. Anatur satark untakahar kisitian tarkahatai. Or kahatar kahatark utir kiantark uturk itark hiark. Ansatark itark utar isitiark unterketeark ihatark uturk. Ositiark untark isatar ianart. Anar ur itir iar ur ar ikark. Okor ki hitiark paisatark untark itark untasatar int. Tairk utaisitiak urk. Inark usatark. Satark untark hiark ohork. Uhur. Inurk. Tiurk. Anark uhurk. Thank you. I kept receiving that message of keep going, my children, keep going, my children. Focus in the light. Don't fall into despair. Follow your heart. Keep practicing the light. Don't fall into despair. That was the boom, boom, boom. Like almost like a mantra. Yes, we are going through difficult times. We need to raise the frequencies at all time. At all time. We need to have faith. We need to trust. We are even more powerful than all these around us, all those distractions around us. Everything that tries to place us in a lower position from the position that we are, that in general is source, which is the ultimate position where we can be. And thank you.
Thank you. Ismael, do you mind if I go next?
Yes, you can go next. Wendy, yes, of course.
Perfect. Thank you. So I have been working with another group, and they're doing earth healing every day, pretty much, well, my time, Central Time at 4 o'clock. So in the UK, what, 10 o'clock? But anyway, we've been joining together, and it's been a very strong group. So I'd like to set my intention for us to join in with whatever healing work that they're doing, and then ask for a second item for myself personally, because I've been feeling like a lot of body pain, you know, in my jaw and my face and my back, my upper back. I know some of it's like positioning from where I'm at, but I feel like I'm probably holding something else that I'm just trying not to let go, and I'd like to let go of whatever that is, just to stay clear.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Wendy.
That's all.
Thank you, Lord.
Thank you.
Sork itana to satikar uhor kita satan. Anturki satark sayanar. Yanakur hihianar tusitiar kihanar tasa. Tasiar. Unotortisian taisan takin kuhuanai takar. Antorhoa natisiator kahar. Ianatusidiakar. Unatasai takanta sintakar. Yukusitia. Intakahatu sede tarkahotain. Isatain takahor. Anatusin tasikiahon. Kontaisanai nata. Unnataisin takian tasayanakon. Kotortisi tain takohor.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah. I saw Wendy like Native Indian Americans around you doing the how do you call it, smuggling with the smoke?
Smudging, yeah.
Smudging, like doing that. Doing that around you with like burning the white sage, like around you.
Wow.
All around you.
Thank you.
And that's what the message say, that also like you can do it yourself from time to time. Get
sage?
some white
I have
sage.
it, so I could.
Yes,
I will do
burn
that.
it and do it around you like in circles. In circles to remove, because you are a very powerful light and you get attachments very easily. We all do. That's why we need to keep doing the cleansing, because when we get distracted for a moment, they just take that opportunity to get like connected.
The vibration I had in my feet, it was not just my feet, but it was all the way up to my thighs. And earlier, because like I said, it starts about 4 o'clock, I was like, oh my God, I was like feeling that heat, that energy heat in my inside. And I was like, oh, I know what time it is. So, but I thought it would be wonderful if we joined, but thank you so much. I like literally, like, I feel like pain has just left my back. It's just been bugging me for days. So thank you to all of you. Thank you very much.
I also did send the angels to, because sometimes I have this dialogue with them, like saying, okay, you are telling me to tell her to do some of these things, that cleansing with the white sage. Well, but if you're telling me that, why you just don't go there and you do the healing? Then I say to Azrael, go there and just do the healing there. So yeah. it's like in the hypnosis sessions, I also have this type of discussions, like saying, it's like you negotiate in a way with them. Yes. They say, come on, do it. Give us a hand here. We need a hand.
Do the thing you can do.
Do the thing.
And right. And the crazy thing is I do something that's similar to that, where I'm not doing the QHHT sessions, but I've certainly had them done. But with my sessions, I work with crystal skulls and I use their energy, but it's like a jump in to the higher self. And then as soon as I connect with them, after I do a energy clearing for their body, after we go through, then it's like their higher self will talk to me and then we'll work through whatever and we'll do those healings. And so sometimes I try to like tag in and be like, can you like something about my back here? It's like, what's happening? And sometimes they'll just be like, they'll just skip past it. Like I didn't even ask them about it. I'm like, come on.
Exactly. You need to push them a little bit.
No.
So yeah, but it's fun and it's amazing that I mean, we can all have this capability to heal other people. It's just like you said, Ismael, just that belief in yourself that you have that ability, that you are the light and can do it. I think the first step is just to say, I can do it, and then go. So,
exactly.
Yeah.
That's the most difficult part for all of us humans, is to trust,
Yeah.
just to say, okay, in the same way that I can send love to others, I can send it to myself. It's equally the same. And in the same way that you have this dialogue with your angels or your higher self, you can do it also like dialogue and push a little bit and say, come on, we are having a tough time here on earth. Give us a hand. They do. They understand.
And I know I'll like hear stuff sometimes, like what I was saying earlier, when I'll be like, oh, I hear something, and then I'll repeat it, what I'm hearing. But then I'm like, well, how come everybody else seems to get images and I haven't gotten my images yet? Like, why are my pictures? Where are they? What's that?
Yeah, me too. What?
Yeah, I've just been like, I'm like, please, did anybody hear me? Please. But it's like, all right, I'm thankful for it. I mean, I have so many gifts. I really am just so blessed that when they're ready to say, okay, you're, leveling up, we'll go ahead and check that little box and then you'll have that access to. But so in the meantime, I do appreciate being able to have all these experiences and work with all of you, even though I've missed a couple weeks, but I'm I'm like trying to be on my computer and trying to participate, and I'm like, the computer seems to be sitting aside a little bit here, but but I do have a meeting I do need to go to. So
Thank you, lovely, for coming. Thank you for sharing.
Yes.
As well.
Thank you. I'll just probably stay on for another few minutes and then I'll have to go.
As long as you want, lovely.
Thank you.
And now it's you, Luba. Luba, Luba, Luba. Luba is frozen? Luba. Wow. She's really in trance. I think the computer is frozen as well.
She's frozen, yes.
But for a long time, I thought that she was listening to us.
She's getting a healing from the energy. She's already had it.
Maybe it's really cold energy. like when I get the chills, this is when these souls come through me, and I think they sort of like frozen. I think she got frozen. And Luba, I hope that you come back soon.
Come back.
And the thing is that it's such a beautiful expression in her face. It's like it's actually like I still feel like she's listening there.
Yeah. She's an astral.
She just wrote me, she's here, but she's frozen.
She's out there having a conversation with the angels.
She's there.
Luba, you're coming.
Can she type it? Somebody else typed one too, Suzanne Mull.
Luba, can you unmute yourself? Yes, Susanna, if she cannot. Luba, no? Okay. Yeah, now.
If you turn your video off and just put your picture on, then we'll be able to hear you.
That's frozen.
Oh, you can type it. You can type it, Luba. The connection is a little bit frozen. In the meantime, let's continue. And Suzanne, if you want to go ahead, and then we will do Luba afterwards. Suzanne with double Z.
Oh yeah, okay. Hello. Today I have also two. So the first one would be to send healing, love and strength to all the people who has addiction, any addiction, drugs addiction or alcohol or any other one, because they are not only hurting themselves but lots of other people around. And the second thing, it's kind of like a question. Is there any like a message for me to kind of like know what else I could do, or to help, or what is really like my mission here? Yeah, that would be all. Thank you.
Okay, let's do the transmission and see what messages come through. Sitir unarka hatarkista tarkuntasa intar usatarkita katun artantu se canta satarki hiti arkunta satar
entities
junta y satar kihianto sia kanda hiark
Ika itsalataita mana akaitsaha.
Satar usark isatar onar harkato satar in.
who's guiding us in this session. Also Archangel Metatron, Michael, Gabriel, and
we are having some, Luba, we are having some energy interference with the connection and we cannot hear you well. Is it okay if you type it?
No, I can.
Yeah, I'm gonna write it down for her.
Ismael, I will send now intention from Luba.
Okay, lovely. Thank you, lovely.
This is from Luba.
Uh-huh. So here is my intention. But okay, let's go step by step because we were with Susana. Yeah. And we'll do we'll do Luba in a moment. Luba, there was an incredible interference. That's why we've been sort of gone for a while. What I've been receiving as a message whilst I was channeling Archangel Azrael is that, first of all, you are doing great. Second of all, just concentrate in your inner energy. They want you to focus more into your inner energy and meditate longer hours, longer time with yourself. If you have people distracting you, they were showing me like a lot of distraction everywhere. And if you have that distraction around, try to create your own space. You need to ask, it's your right to ask for your own space. And then focus in your energy. You have a very powerful angelic energy, and they say that you will see you will receive like notification, you will receive the messages on what to do. And sometimes you don't have to expect like a voice talking to you. Sometimes it's more like a feeling. My cousin and I, we have taken a while to understand that the actual channeling wasn't really like a voice in our mind telling us this, this, and this. It was more like a feeling that talks to you. And that is something that we need to all put into practice. It's very important because the more we take some time from our day, first of all, what I will do is that I have a new, my last video in YouTube is about taking 2 minutes of your day and be thankful. That is also like sort of priority. So be thankful for 2 minutes for being alive and to stay breathing.
Yeah, that is actually I am doing every day.
Very good.
So it's kind of like thankful for like everything. It doesn't matter. Like for example, they were doing our bins today. So look at the window, look at the people, and thankful to them that they are actually taking it from us and really like helping. And like for like the earth and the plants and everything. Even like when I go up and down, sometimes I just say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, you know. Yeah.
That's the start. That's the start to open ourselves to the connection with source. It's like, thank you for this experience. And then from there, from that state of gratitude, start listening to your emotions. Start listening to your emotions. And don't be patient. Be patient. Listen what each feeling is telling you. It takes a while, it takes some time, it takes a lot of patience, but by practicing, I tell you, you get there, you get there.
Thank you so much. Because sometimes when I'm here, you know, and I'm listening all of you, like how amazing you are and how much power and everything you have and what all you can do and see, it's like incredible. It's like so awesome.
But you have it as well, Susanna. You are a powerful angelic being. And that is your, let's say, your part to take here on action is that trust in yourself. That, like I was saying before in the other transmission, we are all equally important, despite how powerful we are all equally important. We have a very important role. Some people have, in bracket, more power, but only because they have discovered it, because they have remembered their power, their inner power, because our power is always there. It's only our mind diminishing and putting down our power levels by not trusting, by not recognizing who we really are. Because if you bear in mind for a moment that we are source and that we are not disconnected and that is only an illusion, if you take that into your meditation, by thanking everything in the same way that you are doing, thank you plants, thank you everything, thank you for allowing me to be alive, for appreciating the beauty, for everything. From that moment, you create that connection with source. And from there, observe your beauty, because sometimes there is a lack of observing our own beauty, because we have been programmed to observe the exterior only. But now it's time also to take your time and observe your beauty. Because in the same way, in the same exactly way that you say that we are all beautiful and powerful here in this group, you are. You are. And this is how it is. There is no more, no less, nobody more important than other. So keep being with yourself and recognize your inner beauty, because you are an angelic being and you know that. You really know
Great.
that.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So now we do the intention for Luba, that is written by Lydia. To remove all the negative energies and entities and attachments from those who has it in this group, I'm asking all who is guiding us in this session, also Archangel Metatron, Michael, Gabriel, and Raphael, to ground us all with this intention. In this intention. Thank you for the last sentence. Okay. Thank you, Luba. We had you frozen for a while. Siano to sete anarina. Dosenara catine che te archinia. Una nanikia no cone che te tianana. Isia naracone ne kere. Iana caro cucore che terche. Onor kerene tere che tenere. Iana curo sonere che atarene. Lihiana tu sitianare ki. Iana tore che tarcanore che tere. Sone tere ki iana cara. O taranakati ki iana tore tarane. Sone te antaka cantore che te. Senta Urk atark itiark intark untasatar inarkuti anarta sitiark antisiark una arkisatark harkatark utork itiark sat ark usotork intark isitiark ark isatar satark akork ahatark unturk Okay, lo bajas a second intention. I would also like to ask to save America's soul as a country. Yes. Actually, before going to the next, if you have like Tibetan bowls or type of instrument that produce like the toning that Michelle does, this type of toning, this kind of frequencies, try to get one if you don't have one, Tatiana. Try to, they're not really, what, you cannot hear? Can you hear me well? Because I can,
Yeah, somebody's interference.
yeah.
Somebody's got like a lot of cracking.
Yes, please mute yourselves, and then if you want to talk, just raise your hand and then you can talk. Thank you. Now, yes, what I was saying is that if you have a Tibetan bowl, yesterday my cousin Naida and I, we were doing a channeling practice, and some of the information that that came through was the power of the frequencies. We are, as a soul, we are frequency. When we channel an entity, whether it's an angel, whether it's an ET, any entity's frequency when it gets into our body. Our body is frequency, everything is frequency. And what they said in that channeling is that use the instrument that you have in Earth. The frequency I use is 432, which is the frequency from Mother Earth, from the nature of Mother Earth. You can use any frequency that you feel connection with. It's up to you. Don't use the 440 because that one creates chaos. That's why in times of the Nazis, they tune all the instrument in the wall to 440 hertz, or I don't know, yes, hertz. So try to always try to look for some information in the internet and find out which frequencies are the healthy ones. And in this channeling practice, that they told that keep using. They told me how effective this instrument is being in my life, in the life of Naida, and in the group, because the 432 frequency help us to ground. But they say that not only that, it takes all the entities that get attached to our energy bodies, they get away. They get away. They cannot stand that frequency. For example, if we play the 440, that creates chaos in our system, and that attract entities to get attached to our light. But when we create a healthy frequency, they cannot stay. It's like they vibrate, and they cannot stand that beautiful vibration, and they just go. They just go. And when you are doing that with intention, like when I'm cleansing myself, I'm playing the instrument, but at the same time, I'm not sending these entities to hell. I'm sending them to light. I'm sending them love. Don't fall into the trap of creating some sort of hate towards attachment. Don't hate them, love them. But love them with the intention of sending them to source. So if any of you have a Tibetan ball or some sort of instrument, do some search if you don't have it, and yes, if you don't have it, get one. And every time that you feel that you are feeling a lot of density in your systems, many times it's because of that. It's because you have something attached, but not trying to necessarily hurt you. They just go attached to light. They are trying to look for light in general. And that's why they get to you. They don't try to destroy you. They don't try to harm you, really. They just try to find themselves because they are lost. So yes, sometimes music is a very powerful tool that we have here in Earth to practice, also for cleansing all the negative energies around. If we feel stuck, play music. You will see, maybe the first 5 minutes, it feels like nothing. But the more you practice, you get involved in that frequency, and it gets into you, invade all your system, and then you become that frequency. And when you become that frequency, it's like that is seen in Matrix from Keanu Reeves, that he has all the agents on the top of him like a mountain, and he does this like, and he sends them all away. That is the power of your frequency, of your divine frequency from the inside out. So that is something you can imagine. That part from the movie helped me a lot to see myself in situation where I'm feeling like almost claustrophobia, because I have so many entities, so many attached to me, and then I need to raise my frequency and get rid of them, and send them to light. Don't send the agents to against wall or things like that. Send them to light. Send them to source.
I love that visual. That's awesome. That. I love that. I'm going to tell that one to my mum. They'll be like, oh.
Get rid of the agents. But send them love. Send them love.
Yeah.
Don't forget to send them love.
I love that. It's brilliant. Yeah, it's good. I like that one.
Oh, thank you. So the next intention is yes, to raise the soul from America, Luba say, and I invite everyone to raise the soul from the whole Mother Earth and Gaia, because I think all the countries need it, not only America. Everybody, Mother Earth, everything. Isiana sianakusi tiantaihi siantos.
Arate
Ianarkun arkatun tarkahatarkust.
Ariki
Entarkuhutur kitiark intakarkork.
Ochoko iti
Satar tarkihitiark unt.
Taishoko
Satar iniarkihatark inturk.
no ocho
Hakork tarkahark.
Macha ikai chokorata.
Anaka satarkiatanala. Uhotone kata. Isanatai kurkuhutur kiniark.
I no chok kai no moko ora tai koi seike. Incha arena like inna maka ishoko ora tai sakai. In tai soko ishoko ora tai sanamakaya. Antari malichi iko soko ora ti sakai in tai no a ishoko ora ti sakai no kayama.
I sense the power of forgiveness. I know that we receive bad news from everywhere, from the media, from people talking and all of that. We are bombarded. Somehow, without realizing, we create also some sort of energy shield that is refusing and not accepting the reality. In the transmission, I felt to don't forget every day also to forgive everything, because the power of forgiveness is incredible as well. It does also that image of putting all the agents away. It's like, but with love. It's like, okay, I love you. Because when we start getting hurt once, twice, and again, we start creating like shields and barriers in ourselves. And we start becoming very sensitive to the tough environment where we live. What they say is, we know that, but do not forget every day to send forgiveness to everything and forgive everything. Because if you don't do that, you create like an accumulation of things and becomes every day a bigger mountain and a bigger mountain, until the point that you see, like, for God's sake, this is unbearable. And then you are tired. You don't even have the motivation to do the good things that you want to do for the world and for yourself and for your family and for the animal kingdom and everything. So yes, they say forgive everything. Forgive everything around you. And by doing so, you cleanse that weight. You release a lot of weight from yourself. So yes, so we can do like how are your light languages, Lydia?
Yeah, I write more like speaking.
You're getting codes, written codes. Let me see. A little bit forward, please.
I do channelings with someone. I just start writing. I don't know what is it about, those symbols of light language, but I just came. Or I have downloads, lots of downloads. Then they look like these Metatrons. It is a sacred geometry. And I try to remember and write these things, but this is so difficult to write. So but I find a lot of them on internet. The same I just saw. It was just beautiful. It was very funny.
Do you actually see them?
Yeah.
And then you write them, or you write them directly?
Automatically.
You see them and you write them.
Yeah, yeah, but not the same because I forgot very fast. I forget very fast. I have to just.
It's like a dream, no? Like when you don't write down a dream quickly, you forget the dream. Yes.
Automatic writing. I have to focus and try a little bit more. So this was really from Tammy's channeling. She was speaking about something, and I just start. Don't remember. I just write it. It was very strange, but also great. I just somehow I stepped out from my ego, just let it. Because, but the last one, I doubted again. I have, what you writing? This is not real. So I don't know if I am speaking or writing. So
doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I mean, the important thing is that you are channeling that energy and that you are bringing something to.
Yes, exactly. And I last few weeks, I feel energy coming in around me because I started to use. I just was guided. It was coming in my head. How can you communicate with your body? And I said, oh, that's a good question. It was energy. So I just putting my body outside, and I feel this is so strong. It's so strong, this energy, that I have to sometimes go very fast back because this energy just overwhelming me. And
yes.
And today I just get, because we had with Fabi something, and I just starting to understand this power. It is so, knowing yourself is power. And when this energy was coming to me, I just felt this so strongly. So unbelievable. It was so beautiful. Source, direct with source connection like never before. I was in awe, maybe 5 minutes or enough.
It's interesting because we are experiencing the same. I mean, yeah. when I practice with Christy, when I practice with Naida, it feels the same. It feels like this part of discerning, we get a little bit in the way because we start doubting and thinking, what was that? I mean, it feels like me, but at the same time, it's not me. It's like, it's very weird. And in one of the channeling, I believe that was an Arcturian entity that came to me, say, the way I can show you, well, he say, I'm going to show to Ismael an image for him to say to Naida. And they show me an image of us being like sat, like a co-pilot, like the person who is next to the driver, just there, and then allowing the other one that energy to take the control, let's say. And so we are in that same process, that same, so many of us, we are in that process of discerning how to be
outside. And I saw, because I practiced this already few weeks. It's a little bit overwhelming because I try to connect with the energy, because we are one. I just believe, I know we are just one soul. I don't believe in separation. Mm-hmm. I just had this knowing very long time, and I just confirm for myself. And sometimes I just feel Gaia like one being with people, on it, but it's so overwhelming. It's so strong. Sometimes I just get dizzy, but I experience this oneness. It's really only one soul that we just merge in one person. It was incredible. And from this time, I just can't see anybody else from me. I just can say that everyone is my aspect.
Of course.
Of course.
And that's why I find so, like, it's like before in the session we had this conversation about some people are more powerful than others, and
no,
I don't believe that. I will never believe that. Nobody will convince me about that.
Everyone has their own journey.
Exactly.
But no one is superior. It's all the
we
same.
are all beautiful. We are the same.
Wake up. Yeah, it's incredible. But when I saw this oneness, doesn't matter who everyone was. It was so beautiful. I was just, and doesn't matter if it was dark energy or light energy. They were all balanced. But no good, no bad. I was surprised. I knew it.
I think when it comes to power, what I'm just getting there is that with this power is that we all have the same access to source. We are all made of source. It's just that some people are more aware of it than others. And that's what it is when it comes to power. It's not that some people are more powerful than others. It's just that some people have now being able to tune into that energy and now in a place where they can allow that energy and have an awareness and an acceptance of that energy more than others. And it's just that it's part of their journey. It's not that some people have more, I don't know, to me it was a little bit like it's not that people are more powerful, because they're not. We are all source. That's what we made of. That's who we are. It's just that we're aware of it or we're not, and it's as simple as that. And that's what it means when you're expanding your awareness of your source energy, of your divine nature, of your true self. And that's all the guides and the entities are here for, to help us to expand into love, and that's all source is. It's just love. It's as simple as that. So that's what I was just getting them with the whole power thing. But I
get this knowing yourself is power, because when everyone of this planet is knowing who he really is, the power is just the same.
You are everything. You are everything.
Yeah.
And there is no more competition that you don't need to make any competition with anyone. Like the ego wants you all the time. No, oh my God, this guy play the guitar, the flamenco guitar better than me. Oh shit. Oh, and then you get into that crap. Circuitry. Well, come on. Everybody does its part.
Something.
Its job.
Puzzle that we are just puzzling this big picture, so everyone is equal, because without this piece, this picture is not whole. So everyone is equal. He have to be.
And when you are capable to see all the picture, it's like so many times we have like a whole picture there, and you know that the picture has the pixels, many pixels. What we tend to do is to focus only in one pixel, sometimes only in ourselves. But the more you accept that the whole picture is part of you, the more you can sort of get back and see the whole creation, and see, oh my God, how beautiful you are. How beautiful you are. Because honestly, if you weren't here, I wouldn't be here. As simple as that. That's it.
I just realized that what I am experiencing is just my projection. I play this role for myself. When I go in the nature, I see this beauty, because I want to experience this beauty. And
Totally.
okay, I just put there and I just observed and I said, oh, this is beauty. Or you said dancing flamenco, yeah? Oh, somebody is dancing. Ah, boo, ah, this is beautiful. But it's the same energy. It's nothing high or below. I don't know. I just this is my awareness.
Yeah, it's amazing. It is what it is. It's that.
Yeah.
From my point of view, if any of you is capable to reach to that point in meditation or in the daily basis, nothing can put you down. Nothing can put you down. And what happens is that we have also so much programming, like comparing. We confuse comparison with discernment.
Yeah.
Instead of discern in a healthy way, we discern, okay, well, Amy is like this, she has the angelic energy, blah, blah. Tatiana, she has this other powerful energy from another entity. Okay, but from the moment that you say, oh, she's got it and I have not, I don't have it. You are diminishing your power. You are telling to yourself that you are less. So,
can I ask a real quick question?
Yes.
Lydia, you said you somehow moved your body out of the way so you could feel the energy more clearly. Yeah. Could you explain that process of the time?
I just concentrate on energy around, and I just try to put off my body sensations.
Okay. So
yeah, when you touch your skin, yeah, you can feel it. Yeah. So I try not feel my body, but I try feel the energy.
Okay.
I'm not very feeling person. I suppressing my feelings very long time.
Yeah.
And I had little bit issues with feeling everything, but now I had this. My energy was out body, so I felt it, and I just get little bit. I just felt it. How should this felt? I don't know how to explain.
Okay.
So yeah, just compare energies, and now I just doing this more frequently to relearn or remember how to feel these energies. So
thank you.
It's funny. So experiments with myself.
It was a really good description, because that's actually a really hard thing to describe. I always struggle with articulating, you know, these energetic things that we do. I find it really hard sometimes to put it into words. It's just like, you were trying to explain that exchange before between me and this other entity. It's like, oh my God, how do I put this into actual physical words? It's like no words for this.
Comparing is this word. Just comparing these energies. Are not outside or inside, but I use much body to sense these energies. It's not working, so I just put myself somehow outside to feel the energy. Sometimes works, sometimes not, but I saw a few times the energy was out from my chest, was like sun, golden sun, gold white sun. It was, and when I just just felt this energy around me, it was incredible, but just overwhelming. I think my brain was a little bit, what is it? Yeah, but it was incredible, beautiful. My head was in pain, but I just enjoy it.
I love that.
Thank
Sounds
you.
really powerful. Muted.
I keep receiving these messages all the time that we are practicing the channeling, that this is what you are doing here. You are experiencing, you are practicing. So keep practicing, take it easy. All the time they tell us you are doing great. You don't need to go faster. Sometimes we also have an inner belief inside that we are never enough. That is also very important to cleanse from our programming system, and accept that we are already good enough. For example, I had this experience in angelic Reiki like 2 years ago, and the teacher say, raise your hand, raise the hand, all of you who believe that you need to practice every day meditation to become a better person. And it was interesting because we were people from all over the world in that class. We were literally from Canada, US, England, France, Italy, Spain, everywhere, Australia, India, Thailand, everywhere. And only the people from Europe raised the hand. Only the people from Europe and from US actually raised the hand. Only what we call the developed countries raised the hands. All the other people in the class, that was like half, they didn't. And then the teacher asked those who didn't raise their arm, why you didn't raise your arm? And they say, because we learned from the beginning that we are already everything. Because we learned from the beginning that we are source. And that's what these philosophies, the Tao philosophy, all the Buddhist philosophy, they all tell you, you are already the energy. You can meditate to feel it, yeah, and to connect, yes, but you are not less. And religions over the years, they have been telling us the opposite. Even that there is a God there who will punish us if we don't do something. So that was a very interesting experience that I had when I saw that in the class, no? Like saying, oh my God, we are really programmed. We are really programmed. We don't believe in this side of the world that we are already source, what you just said. And this is something that because they don't go through that programming, since they are little, they already know. They already know that they are everything. And if they practice meditation, is to connect, sending love to everything, to move that love from the everything point of view, not from the individual point of view. Like I've been since 2012 practicing meditation in order to connect with the everything and to find myself and to release all that programming. No, they had all that job like sorted since they came here. So a lot has to do with what we absorb when we are little from outside, and then we create a system of beliefs, and then we start limiting who we really are.
Yeah, the beliefs is very hard to change. I was working very hard to change my beliefs about source and real everything technically.
Yeah, it's just being consistent, like being absolutely really consistent, like throughout the day, just tuning into how you feel, like up until recently, and still something that I'm working on, but like a massive block for me in a lot of areas of my life was that what Ismael was talking about is that the programming of believing that everything has to be a struggle. And I come from, in my childhood, I was brought up in a Christian cult where my relationship with God, with Source, was that you're going to be punished for everything. So like to have a relationship with Source, you know, to receive support or love from Source, you have to do something or you have to be a certain way. So my overriding belief, you know, my actions would always be that I had done something wrong, like everything has to be a struggle, because it's a struggle to get into the kingdom of heaven. It's a struggle to be good enough for God, good enough for source. So like a massive like belief that I've been like working on is removing that everything has to be a struggle, that things can come easily, and that's the way that we're supposed to be. And this with the Westerners, you know, sticking their hands up and saying that, yeah, you've got to meditate every day, you have to do a certain thing every day, because, you know, with the Western countries and the European countries, there's a lot of, you know, Christianity, you know, Christian culture, and you know, there are massive parts of it that can be really good. But you know, with the Bible, you know, what Kathy was saying, she's you know, doing the light languages for it, and you know, like writing the Old Testament. A lot of that, you know, it's all kind of based on you have to be a certain way for source, and source created us as perfect beings. It's the illusion of the ego, the illusion of separation, that creates this struggle, that things can't come easily, that, you know, everything has to be difficult in life. It is like a massive belief in our culture that, you know, we, you know, have to work on, that things can come easily to us. And especially with these concepts, they're a lot more simple than we actually make them out to be. Even in spirituality, it's like a huge thing of everything. We make things a lot more difficult than they are, and they're really simple concepts. Like with the, you know, with the power concept, it's as simple as you're either cut off from source because of a belief in your separation, or you believe that you are one with source. And when you believe that you're one with source, you believe that you're one with love, and everything comes easy to you. So yeah,
what you believe, you see.
I wanted to throw this out because this is before this conversation happened. I've been thinking about this for a couple of days. I had a healing session with somebody, and I say all the time I get bombarded with energies, like on a daily basis. And I'm like, who are you? Who are you? Who are you? I'm supposed to be able to, there's folklore around asking 3 times and you'll get an answer. And I very rarely, but once in a blue moon, I'll get an image that I might know who it is, because I'm not a really studied person on who's an ascended master or whatever. And occasionally I'll know, but very rarely. And the lady who was working on me said, that's just a program, Michelle. I mean, you believe you don't hear it, so therefore you don't hear it. And I'm like, what? Because like that means every thought I am thinking around these topics is a program that I have constructed for myself. And it's the jail or the trap I keep myself in. That's what it sounds like. Is that what you guys are thinking? Yeah. Because you got to unlearn regular big stuff, like, you know, all your growing up stuff, but then there's just like regular everyday stuff, and that's a program too.
Yeah,
exactly.
Like, yeah. Anyway.
When I was with my parents, I was raised with my father is from Egypt and my mother is Spanish, and I was raised with the Muslim and the Christian religions. So I was bombarded by incredible programming. So at some point I started, I left home and I started working and dealing with life myself. And then I moved here to England to heal and to find, but for so many years, I spent myself blaming my parents, blaming the exterior, and blaming everything, until I realized that it wasn't anything wrong. Well, they were like that because they were taught that way. My father, after generation and generation, he was taught that way. And my mother, after generation, she was taught that way. So I needed to realize that first, forgive them. Yes. Secondly,
all in our genes. So
in our genes, exactly. Yeah. And secondly, realize that it was only me, the director, the producer, and the actor on my own movie. everything.
Yeah.
Everything. And then when I realized that I was all this actor, director, and producer of my own movie, is when I started really forgiving everyone, when I started really realizing of how much programming I have that I believed or that I absorbed. Also, we had to take into account that when we are little, when we are children, we are like sponges. We are getting everything. If someone talk to you in Spanish, you learn Spanish. If someone is speaking Chinese, you just catch it. You just catch that and you learn it automatically. In the same way, you get the negativity and negative concept and programming the same way.
Yeah.
So,
can I just ask the group, have they ever thought of the experience of not thinking?
I just wanted to lose my mind.
Yeah.
Every
Not
day.
very
That's
often, you know.
available to us
How?
on a daily basis.
Please.
How? Okay. So how do you deflate the ego? Now, I'm not asking for an answer. I'm just giving you an update. How does one deflate the ego? Because everything we do is ego. Even our spiritual practice is coming from ego. So the trick is, well, it's not actually a trick, it's practice, is stopping the analyzer, which is this. This gets us into trouble because we are continuing to try to get there. Now, where is there? Where is there? What do I want to achieve? Why do I want to get there? Why is my mind sending me in that direction? Because that is another illusion that we feed into, and it's back to what Ismael spoke about, the program. So when we try to understand that we've actually arrived, there's no there.
Yeah, it's only now.
There's no here. There is just now. And when you understand that, you can stop this here, because this can be quite dangerous.
Oh, yes.
So it's about detaching from here and coming down to your real brain, as I say. And your real brain, excuse me, is your heart. That's it. So once you focus on the heart energy, nothing else really matters. What happens when we get bored, we're looking for answers, which again is driven by the ego. So we come back up to the analyzer and we try and figure it out. And as we resolve that problem, we get bored and we create another one because it's our conditioned mind. So it's quite complex when you break it down, but there is an opportunity, if one wants it, to detach completely. Now, to detach from what? What does that actually mean? What are you detaching from? Are you detaching from an old belief system, an old conditioning, an old thought process? I'm trying to find something else. That again is the ego pushing us from this. So again, it's stillness. It's understanding that stillness is so much alive, and there's so much happening in the stillness. Think of the space between the words as I'm speaking. The space between the words as I'm speaking. That nothingness is there in abundance if we want it. We're attracted to chaos, and that chaos pulls us in. We analyze it, we play with it, and then we step back from it and we want to practice what we see as spirituality. And then we have all our friends, our galactic family jumping in saying, we're back. Can you see us? You know, you need to listen because, you know, you're playing with your toys and we're slowly removing them and we're leaving you with nothing except thought. And that thought again continues to manifest because we're riding this wave of spirituality. And then again, we get distracted because Sky News might come on this side of our eye and we get distracted by something else over here. So it's quite challenging, but when you understand that you're able for it, when you understand that this is just something else that you've repeated many, many times before, and I don't just mean thought, I mean incarnation, I mean lives, like, you know, we're all here and we're having this as I said earlier on, this human experience, which leads us to another experience, which leads us to another experience, which leads us to another experience. But the problem is that we spend too much time in this department up here, and we're trying to figure it out, like, you know, and as we're trying to figure it out, we continue to be distracted because Sky News and CNN and Fox News is on every hour, and it wants you in that mode because that's where they have us in the trap, as I say. Like, so trying to detach is a challenge, but also I lead with this. The human experience is a wonderful experience, like, you know, and there's many of our friends up above that want this experience and saying, I'd love to be down there to experience all those emotions, to feel all those feelings, to go through all those resentments, through all those angers, through all those hates, and everything else we experience. Ice cream, materialistic things, food, sex, anything else you want to throw on top of it. It's there for us all, like, you know, that sort of way. So when we go back to source energy, we're going to have a wonderful story to tell, like, you know, that sort of way. And our galactic family are going to want updates. Now, they're getting updates as we speak because they're here enjoying the show. But, you know, we have a wonderful story to tell. So while we're here, like, you know, try and grab that bliss that we experience in these light languages class, even though they're out there and they're trying to kill us with coronaviruses and everything else. That again is another illusion that we feed into, and it's called fear. So trying to step back from that is difficult again. I do understand, because we're programmed, we're conditioned by belief systems, by the reality we create, the reality around us, and we allow that to manifest, like, you know, and it's like the hive mind, as I say. We get in there and we're trying to fix it all, like, you know, and then we get a quiet moment. Oh yes, I'm going to meditate, I'm going to quieten the mind, I'm going to talk to Kim, I'm going to talk to anybody else that comes in. Like, we get that opportunity, like, you know, and then we leave it and we go back to the bookshelf, or we go back to the kitchen, or we start the car, or we go for a walk, or we make a connection with a friend, or we have an argument with a loved one, and it's all in that mix, like, you know, that sort of way. And we try and pull ourselves away from that again and say, no, Christy, there's something pulling you over here that you want. And it's one of the reasons we're here tonight. We want to experience something different because we know how powerful we are, but we're trying to find our way out. It's like we're lost. We're trying to find our way out of this dark room. We're trying to find a door that will lead us into another dimension, another reality. And it's all an experience, like, you know. But it's important that we focus again and take it back to the heart energy, because when I'm down there, yeah, I don't have to analyze. I don't have to answer myself back. I don't have to try and find answers. There just is that now, that energy that I can experience if I want it. Sometimes it's not exciting enough. Sometimes the ego wants to become alive. Sometimes I want to feel, experience something. That's wonderful. Yes, go ahead and do it. Right? You know, it's all right. But as Bashar says, follow your highest excitement and don't expect an outcome. Right? You know, that's all right. So you're driving in that energy, like, you know, and you're afraid to look back in case something catches you like off guard, like, you know. So it's yeah, it's wonderful.
It's about experience, just follow your joy.
Wonderful, Lydia. Yeah, that's where it is. Like, you know, it's all in experience. That's all. Like, you know,
just sometimes these monkey minds doing.
Yeah. And your monkey mind is bouncing off everybody around you. Like, you know, that sort of way, and you're in all this energy.
And more of those are not yours.
Exactly, because you're pulling them in.
Energy for somebody else.
Yes, you're pulling them in. It's like the problem mind. Here you go. I want you to hold this for a while because I've just analyzed it. I haven't got a conclusion or a summary. So you play with it for a while. When you're finished with it, pass it to somebody else. That's what we do most of the time. Like, until we want to step into the zone, as I say, like, you know, and go to that nothingness and say, well, okay, Christy, it's now time to, you know, unplug yourself from the machine, you know, that you like to plug yourself into, because they give you the ATM machines to play with and all the attachments also, like, you know. So I remember Ken saying to me a few years ago, he says, we're going to strip you bare. And I went, oh my God, you're going to strip me bare? Yeah, we're going to take all your toys off. You're going to take all the toys off? Yeah, everything, like, you know. And I said, no, that's not going to happen, because my ego was so much explosive. I was saying, no way. I don't mind playing with you, but I'm going to put conditions on the contract. Oh no, you're not, he says. you can't put conditions on it, because when you do, you're bringing the ego back in again. Like, you know, it's sort of way. So again, like, it's a mindful of emotion, like, you know, and it's entirely up to me, up to you, anybody else, as to how that wants to manifest. But as you said, you're going back into that hive mentality of the collective, and you're trying to mind yourself. You're trying to save yourself from all the erratic behavior around you. Like, you know, so we're constantly challenged and we're constantly tested.
Yeah.
Sort of way. The source energy says, no, go on down there. Like, as Dolores Cannon says in the 3 Waves of Volunteers, you want to go back, do you? Okay, we'll give you the opportunity again. There you go, Christy. Go on off and play, like, you know. So here I am playing. I'm experiencing, and it's taking me into another experience. And I'm going to leave this webinar, and I'm going to set the alarm in my house, and I'm going to try and rest. I might go out in the yard for a while, maybe play in the darkness, but I'm going to put the alarm on, and I'm going to try and switch off and go into that sleep state where I don't know where I'm going, maybe into astral, and I'll wake up in the morning and I'll decide to have breakfast. Say, okay, what am I going to manifest now? And then my tracking device might ring you, or a text or a phone call, and it'll take me onto another timeline. Like, as I'm looking at that, somebody else will distract me with its thoughts. So, like, it's so wonderful. And I was going to say crazy, because it's not crazy, because that's something that I'm pulling up now on my subconscious, just to sort of end the sentence. But it's so beautiful, like, you know, the sort of way that I've given myself this opportunity to experience this, like, and that includes all the bullshit, excuse the expression, because it's part of the experience, and it's about, again, experiencing the darkness and trying to pull yourself into that light. Say, well, okay, I'm in here now. Now, can I stay here? How long can I stay here before I'm sucked back into the swamp? I'm in the swamp then, and I'm trying to get back out again, like, you know, and I visualize something in a thought or in a book or in a vision, and I'm back in it again. So it's yin and yang.
You know, it's just this concept what you just told is, lots of people told me when I was don't believe in channelings, I don't believe anything spiritual. They told me you came here to experience everything at once. You go nothing from A to Z, but you will be struggle until you come to point where everything will be just
just now
on you.
Just now.
Okay, and I was angry and I was upset by I'm done experiencing what they say, and just in my head starting everything just coming like wave on me. So it's very funny. But this concept what you taught is totally, I agree.
And it sits with some people and it doesn't sit with others, and that's perfectly okay, because it's the experience they chose to experience. And as soon as we go to question that again, we're in the ego trap, you know, that sort of way. So trying to detach from that is challenging, because it's all around us, and it's inviting us in. Come on in and give us your ideas and your opinions, and let's see what you can manifest from that. You know, that sort of way that will take you into a moment of bliss, or a moment of confusion, or a moment of uncertainty, like, you know. And all of that is an experience, and it's all about soul expansion. It's all about soul growth. So Christy, continue to love yourself, like, you know, that sort of way, because in that, like, you can create something so profound. Sometimes it's undescribable, and that's where I get lost at times. Like, you know, okay, can it get any better than this? I don't know, Christy. Like, okay, well, we'll move on to the next moment. And I continue to say that phrase to myself, is it going to get any better? Like, you know, that sort of way. And I know that we're being supported, and I know our guides are around us, and we're sitting back now eating popcorn, laughing at the collective down there, going, oh, look at them, you know, they're trying to find a way back, like. But as I say, like, you know, we have to do the push-ups, as I said to Ismael, like, you know, they're there to help us, okay, but no, we can only do so much, like, you know, you have to, you know, get your finger out, like, you know, this is something you chose, like, and we can show you where the ideas are that will allow you to grow from that, you know, to save you, Christy. We're not going to save you, no, you can do it yourself.
You just answered all my question what I asked myself a few weeks ago every day. So I just need to watch it all the time.
Yeah, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah.
I mean, thank you to that confusion that we find ourselves. So we need to bless also that confusion.
Yep.
It sounds weird to say that, but when we are lost, it's important to understand that it's only some clouds around us, clouding our path, but there is always that light behind. There is always that light behind. And that confusion of those clouds are actually taking us there. So from the moment we understand that, we become also very powerful to overcome the next layer of clouds and the next layer of clouds. From the moment I realized that, I started, and actually Bashar mentioned that as well. Confusion, he described confusion like something that confusion us. So we are in the confusion, we feel like lost, and that is putting ourselves together.
You can expand again. So.
Exactly, and when you find yourself, it's when you can burst and
like a star.
Exactly, like this big bang. Something written here. I need to make a view. Okay. Okay, Amy. See you in a bit. And so yes, we can do like a light language, if you like, to close, or you want to say something else. You're very welcome. This space is for that. Or we can do a light language to bless the space and to enjoy the confusion in our days ahead.
I think it's just all about, ultimately, everything is about just accepting everything. And
surrender.
You know, as Christy says, yes, surrendering, as Christy is saying, it's ultimately about, you know, getting out from up here and tuning into your heart and you know, what does your heart want and what does your heart need, thinking about yourself as being a child that needs constant love and attention, and not attention in terms of, you know, like the ego type attention, but just, you know, really just learning it all comes down to learning to love yourself ultimately, and accepting when you have that confusion, just saying, you know, I love this part of myself that is confused, you know, what does she or he need right now, and then tuning in and giving yourself that thing that you actually need, because that's the, you know, that's the illusion of separation, is that you have everything that you need in this current moment right now. So that's all that I wanted to add to that. So yeah.
Thank you, Amy. Okay.
Thank you, Amy.
Hisat unarka hatarki setean tokohata sitiark untarkihir. Onarki satorki antarka satarkon. Tasaka torkisi anarka hatarkohork. Satark untarki sitiark utark. Satark undok. Satar unaka hatarki sian torkisiark. Sokorki tiark unta satanark. Uhatarki hiatorka hayanarka. Ona haturki hitia hatarkahar. Unarka hikiartusi tiar.
And time or and kai ito no kai isha kayen talika. Amaka ar si orti ishun kayet ayadaka.
Thank you all. Thank you for coming. I wish you all a beautiful week. Trust yourself during that confusion state. Tatiana, say to Michael Jackson, wait for me in the morning.
Yeah.
And trust your power. That's what we need to do, to trust our power through those clouds.
Thank you so much. Can I ask you about, you said to me to get some crystal ball or Tibetan ball, or what is this thing called what you play, this round thing? What is this?
This one is from France. It's called beetroot.
I think I've seen them on Amazon before, but I forgot what it's called.
And it's called tongue pan. So as you hit, yes.
I know somebody who makes them in Baltimore by hand.
Yeah, they do very good ones there. Yes, I know.
Sorry, say it again. I missed it while I was writing down tongue pan. What did you say, Michelle?
I have food in my mouth. I have a friend in Baltimore who makes them by hand. It's in the US. But anyway, he's been making them for a couple of years. He makes really excellent drums.
Oh, I'm in England, so I need to find something in England.
This one comes from France, and you need to tell them to tune it to 432, not to.
Oh, that's so neat that you could do that.
Usually they sell you to 440, and that's the frequency that creates a lot of chaos in your mind. So 432 is the frequency from Mother Earth, and allow us to ground a lot and to remove a lot of bad entity.
So I write it down.
So that's the name. You can get in the website, and if you order it, you need to tell them that about the frequency in advance, because otherwise they send you the 440, like they did to me. And I need to send it back, and then they took like 6 months to do this by hand. The other thing is that this one is tunable. So it has some magnets. Let me see if I can grab one. Okay. This is the magnet, like this, you see?
Yeah.
And then you place those in the different tongues, and then you change the whole scale. So you can play, this is why I chose this one, because usually they come only set up with one scale, and you cannot change they are not tunable. So this one has like colors inside, you see, in the center.
Yes.
And then they tell you in the center how to change the whole scale. If you place the one magnet in one tongue, or if you place it in another one, change the whole scale.
That is so impressive. Wow.
Yeah. Now I need to get an extra bonus from the company for doing this advert.
And
no,
how much is that?
I think it was like in pounds, 300 pounds or something like that.
Oh, no, it's not going to happen now then.
And this one comes also with this electric connection for the amplifier. So you can connect it to the speakers as well.
Okay.
So that's why I use it.
Super fancy.
Yes, that is it. That is for future. Need something very simple now. Thank you.
Yeah, that's why I say a Tibetan ball is enough.
Yeah.
I mean, my cousin used a Tibetan ball and it works perfectly.
I've seen them different sizes. Yeah.
Exactly. So you choose one that sounds. I will get it from a place where you can play with them. Yeah, and where you can ask that person what's the frequency as well. Because the different tones, there might be a tone that you feel more particularly attracted. Like when you see a quartz or a stone, it's like, oof, this one attracts me a lot. That means that that's yours. That's the one you need to grab.
Okay,
So,
thank you very much.
You're welcome.
You.
Have a lovely week, all.
Yes, you.
Much love.
Have a lovely week, everyone.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.
See you next week. See you.
See you next
Bye.
week. Bye.
Bye. Bye.